Good evening. Welcome to the reality show. Tonight, I'm going to have to begin this show by doing a revolutionary act. Whenever you do something wrong and you've been saying something that's not right, the revolutionary, and that's what we need in this country, complete change. The revolutionary act is to do an about face. So tonight, I'd like to begin the act, this act of our show. We're not really doing anything but real reality today. But I'm going to begin the reality by doing a revolutionary act, because it will turn myself and my organization about to the right direction. Today, our guest is Attorney Paul Moss, a distinguished activist, stocks and bonds expert, and as well as human rights activist for many years. And we're privileged to have him today. But on a previous show, Brother Moss, I would have made a statement that was inaccurate. And I would have based it on information that would have come out on the police blog or whenever they come out on a weekly basis. Today, this is the crime of the country, and this has been done. And like a fool, I've been around for quite a long time, Brother Moss. I mean, 33 years now, going on 32 and starting 33 years. I should not have taken it at face value. So I want to apologize today. I'm making reference to your clients, the parents and grandparents of the young 5-month-old baby that died of respiratory failure. And we, the nation, were misled, had been sexually and falsely accused, the family had been falsely accused or implicated in an allegation of sexual abuse. And I want to clarify that because I saw a press conference by the Commissioner of Police the other day. And the essence of the police force position, I think, is untenable, because I want to contrast this, but after I make my apologies in earnest, I would like to apologize to you, sir, and as well to the family. And I know it must be very painful for them, because I got 9 children, Brother Moss, and a 5-month-old baby is close to my heart. And I looked in the eyes of your client, the grandmother of the family, Miss Menz, and I saw her pain and I saw her strength. And I want to let you know that myself and the members of the Bahamas Pan-African National Congress are in solidarity with her today. And I'd like to extend my apologies to her through you today, sir.
Well, thank you, and I certainly believe that the family, once it's conveyed to them, once they see this program, they will accept that. I think that's the kind of family that they are. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Brother Moss, now I want to have a discussion with you about policing in general. And
right.
Y'all see I get my brother, he's a co-guest, Mamia Abu Jamal. We're going to be talking about him later, but that's why he's in my lap. But Brother Moss, in terms of this particular incident, what went wrong? I mean, the police have a public relations machinery, it seems. I mean, they come out, I mean, what worries me is that they say they have an allegation, or not even a suspicion. Why talk to the public about your suspicion in the first place? I mean, you didn't have to open your mouth in the first place, eh?
Well, it could be that the public relations arm is not performing properly,
Okay.
or at all.
Okay.
And that could be the basis of which they talk about, because I'm sure in the life of a police officer and a police force that there are many complaints that are lodged to them daily, yet they do not make the news.
No.
But I suppose that this would have been sensational. This would have been around the holiday weekend to make the media, and it's unfortunate that what transpired afterwards was just hysteria and people really jumping more to conclusions that really ought not to have happened, and we are where we are. But fortunately for the family, they have been now exonerated. Okay. It's a very terrible thing. Okay. And you talk about
you said they've been exonerated because the commissioner was still holding out
Well,
that they hadn't had the coroner's
Right, but
not coroner, the
the
autopsy.
autopsy report, right?
Yeah.
The commissioner, I saw that interview. And what's ironic about it was that his very officers, the officers that were doing the investigation, Inspector Bethel and Cash and Hall, and in fact we met, the family did, with Superintendent Allsworth Moss, who one of the very first things that he did was to apologize to the family, saying that, look, we know that there has been no molestation. We have they
use the words, we know.
we know.
But the
In fact,
commissioner seemed to be saying like they
well,
don't know.
the commissioner, and I say this very respectfully, in many respects, seems to be out to lunch on not just this issue, but many other issues. And he clearly,
Yeah.
he clearly
Yeah.
was contrasting what was said to us just minutes before his interview, and that was amazing.
Has he apologized to the family at
Well,
all?
the commissioner, no. The commissioner, no. I think, though, that
As a minister of
absolutely
I
not.
apologize.
Absolutely not.
Well, I haven't heard him in the House Assembly, and I definitely, I might have heard some half apologies from other sources in the House, but not anything that I would consider an appropriate apology to the family.
Well, I think that there are many people who ought to perhaps, look inward now to see how they can apologize, because there are many people who came out and said so many things, but now that they know the truth,
Yeah.
and the truth ought to set you free.
Yeah, but I hope it set me free today, because I don't want you to sue me, and I know you can sue some of them. So I'm saying this now to my good friends in the government, my very good friends in the media, including my hosts and everybody else. You need to have a word with this man, and with contrition,
Well,
with sincere contrition, because I know, for instance, that our host here would never intentionally portray something that's false. But I think that the system of reporting on crime has become over-sensationalized. We have a hysteria as though there's some mass upbreaking crime, and the statistics demonstrate something different. I'm concerned about the way the police come on, and they have these very eloquent spokesperson. I mean, you had Mr. Josie, now Reverend Josie. You had Mr. Hewlin Hanna, also Reverend Hewlin Hanna, and you have Mr. Evans. I think he's also a reverend, if I'm not correct. So they're getting people who, by the nature of their calling, are people who communicate by their natures, and they need to rethink it, because I heard the Prime Minister on the House Assembly in another matter involving the death of a young, not death, the murder trial, where one of the most distinguished jurists who cannot answer for himself, Justice John Isaacs, and I will answer for him today. It was out of order for the Prime Minister, I think, and I want your opinion on that, but I think it was out of order for the Prime Minister to even have any discussion of the case while his officers, the Attorney General's office, was pursuing an appeal. Because quite frankly, the judge can't answer for himself, and if he's attacked on the floor of the House of Assembly, there's nobody there from the judiciary to defend him. The Chief Justice can't even defend him. And I haven't heard the voice of the Chief Justice yet, but I'm patiently waiting. But how do you feel about this in the context of your case with that matter?
Well, clearly, I mean, we've been discussing the calamity of the administration of justice in this country for any number of years now. And each year, it appears to be sliding further and further down.
Yeah.
When you
Like a
hear,
mudslide.
like a mudslide, like an avalanche.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
hear the chief executive officer of a country engaging in conversation directly on a matter that is right before the court, in a place where he has obvious privilege,